together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today, baseball, more baseball. We started looking at a little college football off air here. It's kind of crazy that a month from now, Florida State, Georgia Tech, and SMU versus I forgot the other team. But we have college football.
It's a no-name.
Yeah, we have
There's
college
4
football
games.
in a month.
Nevada, SMU, Nevada, Delaware State in Hawaii, and Montana State in New Mexico.
Yeah, I was looking more at that Colorado North Dakota State game. That I'm very interested in betting. But with that being said, we have a full slate of baseball for today, and we'll be getting into that in just a second. But a recap of what happened yesterday, and transparency is very important. Yesterday was the worst day of the MLB season for me. I was 3-10, down 7.15 units. I've had a few negative six and change unit days. I've never had a negative 7-1 until yesterday in the MLB. It happens, and it feels like it could have been worse. But Baltimore -1, -130, loser. They lose to the Marlins, which was annoying. The Mets team total over 3.5. They left how many runners on base? And I got hooked on that one. They win 3-2 though, so I did get the money line at +140. So I ended up making a tenth of a unit on that game. Twins money line, loser. Team total over, loser. They give me a whopping 0 runs. The game that killed me the most, they should have just left the tarp on the field. Brewers and the Cubs. Brewers team total over, first 5 over, full game over. The game ends 1-0. I couldn't have been any more wrong on that game. Colorado money line and team total over. Once again, another team total over I bet where they gave me no runs. They lose 6-0. I did win my double up on the Angels money line and the team total over 2.5. They win 5-1. The Angels have the Mariners number for whatever reason. Apparently Oakland has Houston's as well. So apparently teams are vulnerable to bad teams. And then the Giants lose 5-2 to end the night. So frustrating night yesterday, 3-10 down 7.15 units. But usually when I have really bad days, they're followed up with much, much better days. So hopefully today's one of those days.
Yeah. It was not fun yesterday. We only had 4 plays on the site. They went 0-4. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, the over in the Mets game, the over in the Cubs game, all losers. So just kind of a rough day, part of a rough stretch in baseball from like the last couple of days before the All-Star break to today. It is what it is. We move on. Got a nice slate for today, and let's get dialed back in.
Yeah. And I didn't expect to be on the run that we were on to start the year, the whole year. This is a marathon. We're not going to be winning every single night, and to have those expectations is a little far-fetched. So there's that.
Yeah. Go to the chat. We'll say hi to everybody, then we'll move on. Together with Earle Sports Bets, the Twins, they'll be checking in. Smash the books today. Big day yesterday for you, up 4 units, 11-5. Nice. My favorite play of the day yesterday, cashed in 2 innings. Oakland's first 5 team total over 3.5 was +125. They're 9-2 to this number. And I'm getting +150 on it today. Sign me up. I like Oakland today too. So let's go A's. Good morning, guys. Have a good day. You too, Dad. Hope you have one as well. We got a double header, Nick, today.
Yeah, so we get baseball starting at 12:30 here. Trying to update where all my money is on certain books. But we have the Braves minus 120 favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history here. What a pitching matchup we have for this first game. Alan Winans taking on Frankie Montas. The line opened up at 8.5 minus 105. It's now an 8.5 and minus 103. The Braves open up as minus 115 favorites, and they're now minus 121 favorites. So we do have a slight move towards Atlanta here in this spot. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game, where we have 84% of the tickets, 99% of the cash is on the Braves, which makes sense, the line moving towards them. And then 70% of the tickets, 74% of the cash is on the over in this game, the line moving slightly down towards the under. I give anybody credit that wants to bet an under between Montas and Winans, even though when you look at it, the Braves have been a really good under team this year. Montas, though, I'm not a fan of him, and I almost bet Corbin against him in his last start, and that would have won. Montas 5.34 ERA, 1.29 WHIP, 7.22 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 3.77 walks per nine, a 2.37 BABIP, a 6.08 FIP, and a 4.75 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Braves. Hitting edge goes towards the Reds, 112 WRC plus, which is 11th, compared to 81, which is 27th. A game I'm not going to get involved with. It's just one of those spots where I have really no interest in it. And I guess I lean Braves, but I don't like the way the market's on. Just it feels like everybody on the Braves here, line moving towards them. So I guess they show a little bit of respect to it. Maybe, it's tough trusting the Braves to score runs, but a Braves team total. But I kind of more lean under than over in this game. So it's a tricky game. I guess lean under, lean Braves. But I really don't want to rely on Alan Winans to have a good start.
He's only pitched once. He was a prospect out of Campbell, so we've seen him pitch before, Nick. But I want to go Reds both games. And it's more looking at it towards the second game because they're plus like 150 in the second game, but I don't see the Braves sweeping today. I don't see either team sweeping the doubleheader. But the way I see it, I think there's more value in going after the Reds both games, thinking they take at least one, and I'm getting plus money in both games. And it's either betting Reds both games or betting nothing through this series, through this doubleheader. I'm hoping for maybe an extra inning game in there too. Hopefully Braves bullpen gets knocked down a little bit because they head to New York tomorrow. But I do like the Reds in both games, taking some plus money for both sides, Nick.
Yeah, I lean Braves in this game, but not overly confident.
That's fair. Yo. What's up, Mr. Joe Kryptonite? Riley out today.
Yeah, he's on paternity. Yeah, his wife.
Reds only plus 110.
It's Alan Winans, so
Alan Winans just making his second start ever. So, do the Reds hit righties?
Yes, they hit the 112 WRC plus, which is 11th in baseball.
There you go. Let's head to the next game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. It's a minus 110 for the Cardinals here, or for the Pirates here, with a total of 9 in this game. Line opened up at an 8.5. It's up to a 9. Line opened up with the Pirates as minus 115 favorites. It's now down to a minus 106. So a move towards the Cardinals here and a move towards the over, expecting Martin Perez to be vulnerable in this game, which I 100% agree with here. 66% of tickets, 85% of cash on the Pirates, and the line's moving towards the Cardinals. So the books are kind of opening up their arms saying, hey, let's bet. Come on, bet the Pirates today is kind of what that's showing invitation for. 52% of tickets, 63% of cash on the over in this game. So this has the feeling of a sharp over. And hopefully this sharp over is a little bit better than yesterday. And I think I would like to do the same thing I did with the Brewer game yesterday with this game today, with the Cardinals team total over, first 5 over, full game over. We have Matthew Liberatore taking on Martin Perez. Liberatore, 3.29 ERA, 1.10 whip, 8.56 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 1.32 walks per nine, a 308 BABIP, a 264 FIP, and a 3.49 SIERA. On the flip side, Martin Perez has been awful. I don't know how much we've seen him pitch, though, lately, because I have him at an 8.24 ERA, 1.98 whip the last 30 days. And it looks like a bullpen game for St. Louis, too. He's pitched a few times in the last 30 days. He gave up 6 earned runs against the Phillies, 5 earned runs against the Brewers. He did face these Cardinals on the 4th of July, gave up 1 earned run, but the one before that, gave up 6 earned runs to the Braves. He's been just giving it up nonstop, and I think that the Cardinals get to him today. Bullpen edge goes towards the Pirates. Hitting edge, it's a toss-up, 99 WRC plus, 98 WRC plus. Both against lefties, so these teams are about league average. But I'm going to shop around here, and this will be, I think, my way of getting on the board today with plays. It's going to be the same thing as the Brewers game yesterday. I'm going to go Cardinals team total over, first 5 over, full game over.
I don't really want to mess with a bullpen game. I just don't think that's something I'm going to get involved in between these two sides. I'm not really big on either. Like, these two teams have been kind of back and forth for a little bit, and not teams that I want to necessarily get involved with. I grabbed Pittsburgh yesterday for yesterday's game, and that one didn't work out. I could see this one being an over because bullpen game for St. Louis and Martin Perez hasn't been good, but just because it's an early game doesn't mean I necessarily need to get to it. I'm going to stay away from this one. I think there's other games on the card that I like a little bit better.
Fair. And this is just one of those spots where it just correlates for me. If this was a 12 o'clock game, if this was an 8 o'clock game, I'd be betting the same thing. So that's kind of my thought process behind that.
That's fine.
And unlike the Brewers game yesterday, usually the sharp overs that I find that I've had really good success, the first 5s are not 4.5s. They're 5s. They're 5.5s for the totals. So, so I was kind of mad at myself yesterday that I ended up pulling the trigger on that with it just not being, what do you call it?
I got you.
Yeah.
Back to the chat. Reds team total over, I could see. What's up, fellas? What's up, wine time? Saw Perez pitching and grabbed the last night Cards even money line, half a unit. Not going to talk you off of it. Earle Bros, what's up, Justin? Cardinals money line. Either way, I could see that one going either way. Stacks Pod Mariners run line plus 128. I don't know. The Angels have kind of just owned them lately, so it's kind of been rough. The Dodgers have become so undervalued now. Priced them at minus 130 at home against a crappy Giants team. The insane value last night.
Okay.
Nick, thoughts on that one?
The Dodgers over the season are still a money pit if you've been betting them.
There you go. All right, Nick, let's go after this game.
Yeah. I'm just tracking stuff real quick. All right. For that last game real quick. First 5, over 5, minus 105. Full game over, where is it? Full game over 9, minus 110. Cardinals team total over 4.5 even money. So triple up spot on that one to start off my day. So hopefully that goes well. Philadelphia Phillies and the Minnesota Twins, minus 130 for the Phillies. Total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. Between Aaron Nola and Okirk, I would like to know a little bit more about this Okirk guy if you're able to look him up for me, Tim, because I don't have anything on him at the moment. This line opened up at a minus 150. It's down to a 127. Line opened up at an 8 at minus 115. It's down to an 8 at minus 108. So they're expecting Okirk to pitch well in this game. If it is more of a bullpen game there. 83% of
it's a bullpen game. He's gone more than an inning one time in his last 10 starts.
So I have no problem with it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and then 83% of tickets, 68% of cash is on the Phillies. This line's plummeted. And then we have 55% of the tickets, 57% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. I'm interested in the Minnesota Twins. Let's get into the pitching matchup here. Aaron Nola versus Okirk. I mean, it's a bullpen game for the Twins. Nola, 3.52 ERA, 0.98 whip, 10.57 strikeouts per nine, which is 30%, 0.88 walks per nine, a 299 BABIP, a 2.99 FIP, and a 2.50 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Twins. Hitting edge going towards the Twins. 129 WRC plus, which is third, compared to 118, which is ninth. So hitting edge towards the Twins. Obviously the starting pitching edge goes towards the Phillies because they actually have a starter going, which is making this a little bit more difficult of a decision. But I want to shop around, see what the best number I can get with the Twins is, and I want to go back to Minnesota here. I think the Phillies are a bet against team, and I know they won yesterday, but I think against winning baseball teams, they might be a little bit of a good fade in the second half of the season, and the markets are kind of telling us that.
I was kind of looking Phillies. I'm also not high on this Twins team, which are starting to regress a little bit to the point where they are now behind Kansas City. Kansas City's made their move and is ahead of them now after last night's game. I kind of want to take a stab. What book has to make playoffs odds? Because I would like to take Minnesota playoffs and no. I do see regression from this team. They were hitting at a really good clip, and I just don't see that going through the rest of the year. And I think that their pitching had been overperforming throughout the entire year. So I do see them slowing down. Let's see. Team wins futures, division. To make playoffs, let's see. Minnesota Twins, playoffs, no, plus 300. I see a little bit of value in that. I would look towards that one, but I'm going to look towards Philadelphia today.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with that because I want to take a look back at one thing real quick, and that's the video I did on teams to sell.
Minnesota was one of the honorable mentions.
It was. I was trying to remember if they were an honorable mention or not. And yeah, I think Minnesota could be one of those teams. That being said, I do have interest in Minnesota money line here. Let's see. Yeah, Minnesota under 89.5 wins. Cardinals under 82.5 wins. I think, Cleveland under 92.5 wins was my favorite one for that. Milwaukee under 88.5. Phillies under 98.5. Red Sox under 85.5. And the Royals under 85.5. Were the sell teams for me. And it was really just their win totals are way higher than they were preseason. And if you have an over on any of those teams, now would be a good time to maybe middle type of thing, because you would have a lot of wiggle room with a lot of them. That was kind of the idea of that video. So I could see Minnesota to miss the playoffs. I like Minnesota today. I want to take a shop. I want to shop around a little bit more here. I think on ESPN Bet I can get plus 115. I think I'm going to move on the Twins there.
There you go. Sabres make the playoffs after 13 years. Can't wait for opening night. No, they don't. Phillies money line parlay. No. Yes, Dodgers down on the year, but market has corrected and even overcorrected now. Okay. Let's jump into this one, Nick.
Yeah. The Boston Red Sox and the Colorado Rockies. I went back to the well one too many times there with those Rocks in that last game, but it is what it is. Let's take a look at the line history here between Slick Nick Pivetta and Cal Quantrill, the GOAT Cal Quantrill. Line opening up at a minus 164 for the Red Sox. It's down to a 147. So once again, we have line movement towards the Colorado Rockies. Line opening up at a 10. It's up to a 10.5. So we have a line move towards the over here as well. Could we potentially have 2 sharp overs in one day? 54% of the tickets, 55% of the cash is on the over in this one here. And the lines move from a 10.5 to an 11, or a 10 to a 10.5. And some books are showing 11s. I'm interested in that a little bit. 86% of tickets, 78% of the cash is on the Red Sox, and the line moving towards the Rockies. Damn it! Am I gonna have 2 triple ups to start, or in the beginning of the slate here with sharp overs? I don't know if it 100% qualifies, but I'm definitely interested in the over in this game a little bit. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup where we have Pivetta taking on Quantrill. Pavetta's been good, but I think this is, I don't think this is his first start in course. Pivetta 3.86 ERA, 1.04 WHIP, 11.89 strikeouts per 9, which is 33%, 2.25 walks per 9, a 2.92 BABIP, a 2.65 FIP, and a 2.88 SIERA. On the flip side, Quantrill 6.66 ERA, 1.48 WHIP, 8.88 strikeouts per 9, which is 24%, 2.96 walks per 9, a 3.24 BABIP, a 5.74 FIP, and a 3.89 SIERA. The bullpen edge, it's going to Colorado as of late. They've been the better bullpen, but Red Sox are hitting righties pretty well. 134 WRC plus, which is number 1 in baseball, compared to 86, which is 25th. To lean towards the over at the moment, I would like to see how much. I would like to see the market mature a little bit more on this one. And maybe this is a Colorado play if you trust Cal Quantrill. I lean Colorado and the over in this game. I don't know if I'm betting either of them.
I kind of like your over. I see Boston starting to hit more. And even though, yes, it got up to a 10.5 and it's getting up high, I see Boston getting enough in order to I can see Boston win this game like 8-3, 8-5, something in that nature. I know Boston was on your sell list, and you're not high on Boston to end the year, which is fine. I still have my Boston futures, so I'm hoping that they do have a good run. And currently, they are a game back for the wild card, which is fighting with another one of my team. Oh, you know what, Nick? I'm looking at it now. I really like my Minnesota plus 300 to miss the playoffs. That I just bet. They're only a game up on Boston, and they're tied with Kansas City. So it's not like they're locked into anything.
No.
Although Boston would be the only team that would take it, and I would love to see a Boston-Kansas City both in the wild card. I would love to see a Kansas City Yankee wild card series. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, Yankees are only 3.5 games up on would that be? Yeah, they're 3.5 games up on Minnesota and Kansas City, 4.5 up on Boston. Oh, yeah. By the way,
the Twins.
Go ahead.
The Twins do have an easier strength of schedule at the end of, for the rest of the season. For what it's worth, that's why I don't like. But it's the 11th compared to they played the 27th rated SOS heading into the All-Star break. Mm-hmm. And the Red Sox played the 22nd. Now they have the 3rd remaining strength of schedule for the rest of the season. Now that could have easily have dropped now that they've played the Dodgers. But we'll see.
I'm going to be taking the over in this Boston game. And B, Boston hosts the Yankees coming up this weekend. So that wild card can get very, very interesting very, very quickly.
Yes, it could. I'm interested in that over. And I want to take a look at a couple more things before I pull the trigger on it. I might pull the trigger on it at the end of the show. I want to put that as a question mark on my thing here.
All right, Nick, I will say we normally don't talk about politics. Who y'all got winning the election, Harris or Trump? I don't bet that stuff. I don't get involved in that stuff. Nick, go ahead. I know you have some bets in it.
I Bet this a little over a month ago, I want to say. I have Harris at 18 to 1 to win the election. Now, at the current lines they're on at right now, I can only look at Trump at minus 175, personally. Well, you give me Harris 18 to 1, I'll take it. You give me Harris at plus 150, I'm not as huge a fan.
Yeah.
You
No,
look
I'm
at the
surprised that Trump went down to
you look at the
175.
polling data, you look at the projections and things along those lines. Trump should be in that 200 range. I give Harris around a 30 to 35% chance to win the election, which is right around their betting odds. I think the betting odds are okay at the moment. I think the way to approach this now is to look state by state, and I'm going to be diving deeper into that over the next few weeks to be betting state by state for the upcoming election. But
maybe that'll be a live stream for you or a video for you.
I think I'm going to do some election betting videos. And I'm not my political views or anything like that will not be part of those videos. It'll be strictly what the polls are saying, putting those into numbers, and where are there betting values on certain states, or maybe it's just the election in general, maybe it's senator races, maybe it's House races, things along those lines. We will be diving into the election here.
By we, he means Nick will.
My bad. I will be diving into betting on the election here. And they will be videos. There will be videos coming up for those.
There you go. Over 10.5. Yes. Red Sox. Yes. I would look towards the Red Sox too. Not Nick Pavetta's first start in Colorado. He's got terrible numbers in Colorado.
Yeah.
Under. No. What narrative's going to win? Yeah, we don't look at narratives and stuff like that. It's all statistics and numbers.
Oh, yeah, I don't look at narratives. I don't look at things like that. I look at now. Granted, I took 8 to 1 on Harris to be the nominee and 18 to 1 when Biden had a terrible debate. Those were the bets I made. I also grabbed Gavin Newsom because he was the favorite at the time, but that's beyond the point. But yeah, I don't put the narratives in there. Do the narratives play a role in the polls? Absolutely. And that's probably where my numbers will come from. So there's that. Let's go back to baseball, though. As fun as that of a topic as that is.
It's not.
We have this line opening up at a minus 150 for the Astros. It's now 154. So we do a 4-cent line movement towards Hunter Brown and the Astros here. Line opened up in an 8.5 at plus 100. It's now an 8.5 at minus 107. So move towards the over here in this one. We have 65% of the tickets, 65% of the cash is on the over, the line moving towards it. And then we have 72% of the tickets are on the Astros, but 52% of the cash is on the Athletics. The Athletics have been hitting as of late. That is one thing I will give them. Hunter Brown, 2.7 ERA, 1.23 whip, 8.4 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%, 3.6 walks per nine, a 284 BABIP, but 3.55 FIP, and a 4.31 Sierra. On the flip side, JP Sears, 5.32 ERA, 1.39 whip, 9.51 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%, 1.54 walks per nine, a 353 BABIP, a 493 FIP, and a 3.60 Sierra. The bullpen edge does go towards Houston. And the hitting edge goes towards Houston as well. 120 WRC plus, which is 8th in baseball against lefties, compared to 113, which is 7th against righties. So both these teams have been hitting pretty well. And I think I'm going to add 2 overs to my card. Neither of these are sharp overs, so there will just be the full game over. But I'm going to add the full game over in this Boston-Colorado game, and I'm going to be betting the over in this Houston-Oakland game as well. So I'm going to shop around here. I'm seeing minus 110 on Fanatics for the Boston game, 10.5. And I'm going to shop around here for this Houston game. I look for Oakland to continue to hit. I think Oakland team total is not a bad look. I lean Astros on a side. But if you're back in the Oakland A's, like I've said the last few days, I would prefer a team total. But the money lines have come in. So take that as you will. I lean Astros for a side, but if I'm betting Oakland, it's a team total.
I want to take a team that's 4-1 since the All-Star break and has looked fantastic and is going for the sweep today. Give me the Oakland Athletics. I know, Nick, you're going to say you don't. You've got your Houston Astro goggles on because Oakland's the side here. JP Sears has looked okay this year. He's been one of the more consistent pieces for this Oakland team. They've won 4 straight of his starts, all 4 of them by the run line. Granted, against Arizona, LA, Boston, and LA, both of them being the Angels. But he has looked great as of late. And when you look at it, Hunter Brown, I know we've talked about him before. He's one of those pitchers that we're going to have to start looking out for. I think he's going to, because we've seen it in years past, he's going to end up getting a little bit of fatigue. And we've seen that from him. Although the Astros have won 7 out of his last 8 starts, he has looked good. He had 1 bad start against Minnesota where he allowed 7 earned runs. I would kind of look towards the under in this game, though. Because you got 2 pitchers that have really looked solid for their clubs the last 8 to 10 starts or 5 for Sears, and last 7 out of 8 starts for Hunter have looked really good. Hard to take an under with the Oakland Athletics right now, though. I'm just going to take the Oakland Athletics on the money line, finish off the sweep against the against Houston, right? They don't play tomorrow. No, they don't. Oakland heads to LA tomorrow, so
Play the Dodgers?
No, Angels.
Angels, okay.
Again.
They just played the Angels.
I know. This will be – they played – legit, this is the schedule. They played the Angels back to start July. Angels, Baltimore, Boston, Philly, Angels again, Houston, and Angels again. And that's been a home-dominated series, by the way. So, but I like Oakland Athletics here. Oakland over, and then A's are reminding me of the Coyotes. Keep in mind, this is their last year in the stadium. So I do think that they're going to have a good home stretch to end the year. Now, a team that has not done me any good.
Yeah, talk about one team having another team's number. The LA Angels are in Seattle looking to break out the brooms and sweep these Mariners. Let's take a look at the line history here between Luis Castillo and Griffin Canning. This line opened up at a 185. It's down to a 162. Line opened up at a 7.5 at plus 105. It got down to a 7. It's back up to a 7.5. It's minus 102. So we have a move towards the over. We have a move towards the Angels. Sharp money once again on these Angels. 17% of the tickets and only 35% of the cash is on them, and the line's moving towards them. 67% of the tickets, 66% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. The line moving towards the over. It did dip down. Griffin Canning and Luis Castillo. Canning, a 6.12 ERA, 1.56 whip. He's not been particularly great. 6.84 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%, 3.24 walks per 9, a 3.16 BABIP, a 5.43 FIP, and a 4.75 SIERA. On the flip side, Luis Castillo has been okay. 3.30 ERA, 1.07 whip, 6.9 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%, 2.7 walks per 9, a 2.50 BABIP, a 3.49 FIP, and a 3.17 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards Seattle. Hitting edge goes towards the Angels, 98 WRC plus, which is 19th compared to 81, which is 28th. Griffin Canning's been terrible as of late. I will not sugarcoat that. But if there's a team he can pitch well against, why is it the Mariners? I mean, the Mariners are not hitting anybody right now. And I know you're more of a Mariner guy, Tim.
No, they suck.
Well, you have the in the AL West race, the Mariner guy and the Astro guy. As somebody invested in the Astros to win that division, I'm more worried about the Texas Rangers right now than I am the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah. And
here's the thing with the Mariners is if they go out and get a couple bats, I'll be worried about them again. Like if they can hit with league average runs per game, they're a World Series contender. They are that good. They are wasting this starting rotation, which was one of the best in baseball. And the crazy thing is they can probably trade away a Luis Castillo or George Kirby for a big bat and still be a top 5 rotation in baseball. Like that rotation is so unbelievably good. They could trade away one of their big starters and maybe a Brian Wu trade him away for a bat, like with a contender that needs a starting pitcher. I mean, I know they're in division, but like maybe like a Brian Wu for an Alex Bregman. Like, I mean, like something that sounds a little far fetched, but that's not. I'm not saying that exact trade, but like you call up the Mets, Brian Wu for Pete Alonso, or George Kirby for Pete Alonso, something like that. Like you need a big bat, so. I'm interested in the Angels once again. I was on the Angels last night. I was on the Angels the day before. I'm going back to the Angels here today. And I will shop around for the best number, which looks like plus 145 over on ESPN Bet. Angels for me, plus 145.
I feel like two teams correlate today. If you're grabbing the Angels, should be also on the Oakland Athletics. And I'll flip it vice versa. If you're on the Astro run line, you should be on Seattle run line today. I feel like these are two of the same spots. I know it's home versus road and everything between those two teams, but ever since these two teams have gotten tied, they haven't done anything. Both teams don't. Neither team wants the division. Texas is coming for it. Yeah. Although Texas to make the playoffs is still plus 300. So I don't see that. That's still a little bit of far-fetched to say that Texas is going to make that big comeback, which is only 3.5 games now. But I can't bet this. I know you mentioned I'm the Seattle guy. I have Seattle futures, yes. I'm not confident in them anymore. This team had a 10.5 game lead, and it was gone in 24 days. So not a team I'm overly confident in anymore. I'm kind of counting those futures as dead because if it was going to get tied up, I would rather have it gotten tied up in about a month from now.
Obviously.
Because I would have wanted more breathing room. There's no more breathing room. And the Astros are only going to get healthier, and they're only going to get better. So I just don't see Seattle winning the division at this point. But as for this game, I'm going to stay away from it. I want Seattle to win. I just don't see it happening.
Fair. Also, I'd like to make a counter argument to the thing with you saying that the two games are correlated. Market-wise, they're not. The lines moved towards the Astros. The lines moved against the Mariners. The markets are suggesting – I mean, the sharp money is on both Oakland and L.A., but the markets are moving in two totally different directions. So, I mean, for me, with the way I look at those games, they're not the same.
There you go. Angels money line. Halos, Nerfy. I don't know about the Nerfy.
I got to figure out a Yerfy or Nerfy today because DraftKings gave me a 20% bonus.
It's not woo, it's woo. Say it right, Earle. Hi, Earls. 446 is here. Big Yankee fan. He says, Happy Shamanaya Day. I'm not. I mean, Shamanaya, the Mets have won 4 out of his last 5 starts. We'll talk about him in a little bit.
I have a feeling the Yankees win today. There's no chance. There's no chance they get
swept.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. This one's a little bit tricky for me. I'm going to go after something.
Yeah. I feel like I want to go after this game, but I gotta limit my action because I mean I got burned yesterday. I don't want to be put myself in that situation again today. This line opened up with the Guardians as minus 144 favorites. It got down to a 137, but it's back up to a 145. So we have a 1 cent line movement here towards the Cleveland Guardians. This line opened up at a 7.5 at even money. It's now a 7 at minus 110. So it moved towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, where we have 83% of tickets, 84% cash on the over, line moving towards the under. 75% of tickets, 74% of cash is on the Guardians, so the line moving towards the Guardians. Only 1 cent, though. Tanner Bybee taking on Jack Flaherty. Fun pitching matchup here. Jack Flaherty, 4.15 ERA, 0.92 whip the last 30 days, 9.87 strikeouts per 9, which is 28%, 2.08 walks per 9, a 175 BABIP, a 5.4 FIP, and a 3.33 SIERA. On the flip side, Tanner Bybee, a 3.38 ERA, 1.06 whip, 8.28 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%, 2.76 walks per 9, a 247 BABIP, a 3.66 FIP, and a 4.14 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Tigers as of late. Granted, over the full season, it's the Guardians, but as of late, it's been the Tigers. And the hitting edge goes towards the Tigers as well. 113 WRC plus, which is 9th, compared to 79, which is 29th. The Guardians are not hitting righties as of late. I guess it's Tigers or nothing if I'm interested in this game at all. This is not a game that draws incredibly too much interest for me. I would have liked to see a little bit of a move towards the Tigers. If this went from right, because right now they're plus 125. The Tigers on Bet Online. Let's take a look at the line history one more time with this. It's plus 133. If this was down to plus 125, I'd be interested in the Tigers. If it's gone from the 132 down to like a 127 or 125, and we've seen some market respect towards the Tigers, I'd be interested. But at this point, it's a pass for me. Tigers are nothing, though. And under or nothing, though.
I'm going to grab the Tigers today, Nick. And as much as I want to go after Bibby, who is the most profitable pitcher in baseball, I believe he is now. Sorry, Mitch Keller, because I'm taking Trevor Williams out because he's injured. Mitch Keller and then Tanner Bibby. And then Shohei Magana and Ian Anderson are your rest of your things. I'm grabbing the Tigers here. And it's more of a I want to look at pitchers trying to get out of their current situations, and Flaherty is going to be on the trading block, and he has been nothing short of phenomenal. He's had one bad start in his last 10, where he allowed 5 earned runs against the LA Angels. Other than that, he's been great. He's going to make a team very happy that's going to go after him during the trade deadline. I could see him going and Scooble going from the Tigers. So I do see Tigers as sellers, especially when they're – wow, actually the Tigers are only 2 games under 500. I still see them as sellers because they're 6 games back for a wild card spot. So this is a kind of a pitch yourself out of Detroit situation for Eric Flaherty. I'm going to try grab the Tigers here.
Yeah, and I mean, if your favorite team trades for Jack Flaherty, I'm very excited. Like, I'd be excited because he's somebody who his underlying statistics don't even suggest that much of negative regression either. Like, he's pitching this good, and he's going to continue pitching this well.
There you go. By the way, Nick, Eric Ritchie signed with the Phillies.
Makes sense. Go pro when you can.
He was a 19th round pick.
Okay. How much higher do you think he would go if he stayed one more year?
He could have gone higher. I think he still has a lot more to develop.
I think he'll develop fine in the minor leagues.
Tigers. Yes. And Jack Flaherty over 5.5 strikeouts. Yes. All right, Nick. I already put this one up a while ago.
Yeah, I just bet this as you were talking over that game. And I got minus 130 on the money line with them here. Let's get into it. We have the Baltimore Orioles and the Miami Marlins. I'm going to ask for a breakdown on Chase McDermott here in a second here, Tim. But this line opened up at a 145 for the Orioles. It's down to a 128. Honestly, moves like this with the Baltimore Orioles, I've learned that I don't care anymore. Like, and it's just because I've been burned on it too many. Here's the way I'm actually looking at this. I'm not betting against the Orioles in this market anymore. Like, when the market is against the Orioles, they win. When the market's with the Orioles, they lose. Like, this is a team that the markets know nothing about, I feel like. Line opened up at an 8.5, minus 107. It's down 8 at minus 110. Taking a look at the cash flow, where we have 65% of the tickets, 60% of the cash is on the Orioles. The line's moving towards the Marlins. 80% of the tickets, 77% of the cash on the over. This one here. Edward Cabrera has been bad. I would like to see how many times he's pitched, though, because he has a 7.71 ERA the last 30 days. He's pitched 3 times the last 30 days. He gave up 2 earned runs in 3 2/3 against the White Sox. He gave up 7 earned runs in 3 1/3 against the Reds. He gave up 1 earned run against the Mets. in 4 2/3 innings pitched. He's not been particularly great though. The bullpen edge, the Marlins bullpen's actually been pretty good, but the hitting edge is pretty significant towards the Orioles. 112 WRC plus, which is 10th, compared to 84, which is 26th. I've moved on the Baltimore Orioles at minus 130.
When I was putting it up on the site, there was no numbers close enough, so I got run line at plus 126. Chase McDermott was drafted by the Houston Astros in the 4th round of the 2021 MLB draft out of the University of Ball State. This year in Norfolk, he was 3-5 with a 3.96 ERA. He started 19 games. He appeared in 20, 91 innings, 40 earned runs, 76 hits, 129 strikeouts in 91 innings, which is telling me he's got some good stuff when he's averaging over a strikeout an inning, especially averaging about almost, it's not quite 2, but like 1 1/4 strikeouts an inning. Somebody I'm going to trust there. Obviously, I'm on Baltimore every single day. I need to put out the tweet. So I'm going to do that in a minute. But we're going to be on the Baltimore Orioles again today.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Nick / Tim. And Nick, where can you bet the elections? What apps can I use? Thanks for the show.
I mean, I made my bets on Bovada, but I mean, Bet Online has them. I think DraftKings has it. I think BetMGM has it. Most sportsbook, if you go under, you'll have to like search under like other sports and stuff like that. It'll be under politics.
There you go.
And if you have any more questions, you can DM me.
Insider information. This is Higgs' top play of the day. Under Tigers, Cleveland. Higgs has been hot for those who are following. Cool.
That does sound like a Higgs play.
How come 446 is the only one that hit the like button? I don't know. We need 1 sub to hit 4K. I don't think we're that close. I think it was like 3 or 4. Let me pull that up real quick. Let's see. Nope, 39.96. So 4 subscribers. So make new accounts, guys. Stop the fish fade. No. Marlins run line. No. Stop the O's win.
29 games under 500.
And I love that 446 only mentions it when it loses. Yes, it's going to lose sometimes. That happens. No, we're not stopping. Okay? You could say all you want. It's not going to stop. We finish what we start. Just ask your mom. Anyways, let's head to the Subway Series.
Alrighty then. Let's get into it here. The Mets and the Yankees. We have the Yankees minus 160 favorites, total of 8.5. The Mets going for the Subway Series sweep this season. This line opened up at a 163. It's down to a 162. So we've had a 1 cent line movement here towards the Mets. This line opened up at an 8.5 at plus 105. It's now an 8.5 at minus 116. So we do have a move toward the over here, suggesting Garrett Cole could be a little vulnerable in this game. We do have 49% of tickets and 54% of cash on the over in this game. And the line's moved slightly toward the line has moved towards the over. So market suggesting runs in this game. And then we have 18% of the tickets and 20% of the cash on the Mets with the line moving slightly towards it here. This tells me Garrett Cole gets hit a little bit here in this game. Let's get into it here. Sean Manaea and Garrett Cole. Manaea, I do project for some negative regression as well. 2.7 ERA, a 1.13 whip the last 30 days. He's been great. 7.2 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%, 3.6 walks per 9, a 235 BABIP, a 4.15 FIP, and a 4.59 SIERA. On the flip side, Garrett Cole, 4.62 ERA, 1.46 whip, 10.3 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%, 3.2 walks per 9, a 333 BABIP, a 5.25 FIP, and a 3.82 SIERA. So his advanced numbers suggesting that he's going to continue to struggle. The bullpen edge does go towards the Yankees. The hitting edge is towards the Mets, though, 132 WRC plus, which is second in baseball, compared to 101 for the Yankees, which is 17th against lefties. So they're league average against lefties. Also, the hitting edge goes towards the Mets because they have more than two hitters in their lineup. According, I think Severino was right there. And I want to take a look at one more thing here because I want to see if it's just maybe like the weather looks good for an over. I mean, it's going to be in the mid 70s, decent. It's going to be humid, so the ball might be flying pretty well here. I think this game goes over the total. And I think I'm going to grab another over. I've been betting a bunch of overs today, but I think this is a good spot for an over. And I think I want a little Mets team total over as well because I think that's going to be a 3.5 at a reasonable number. And I think the Mets can get to Cole because they have been able to get to Cole before. So I'm going to shop around, try to find an over here and a Mets team total. I'm going
to pull the trigger twice. We're going to grab the over and the Mets. And I'm doing this. I do think it's I do think the Mets finish off the sweep of the Subway Series. Either way, I do think there's going to be runs in this game. So, because the Mets do have good track history against Garrett Cole. And Garrett Cole is not as scary this year as he was last year. So I do like the Mets in this one. I think they finish off the sweep of the Subway Series. I mean, there's no way the Yankees get swept, right? We're gonna take the Mets and the over in this one.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to go the team total route for the Mets because I do see this as a game where Manaea could be a little vulnerable, and I think they can potentially get to Manaea a little bit here. So that's why I'm going more the team total route than the money line route with the Mets. But I mean, if I'm betting the team total, I kind of lean towards the money line as well. But I'm getting the Mets team total over 3.5 minus 115, full game over 8.5 minus 110.
There you go. 446 is a blowhard. It's not nice. He's not that bad. We just like to annoy him sometimes. Baltimore, Houston, Boston, Philly parlay. I don't like Houston. Stubborniness. Oh, you didn't go there, Ma. Yeah, I'm messing with you. 446. Under? No, I don't like the under. Oh, my gateway timeout. All right. It's not letting me. It didn't let me post the plays on there. Let's go back to here to see if they actually posted. They have not. Cool. If my evil empire loses this game, Mr. Cy Young, I'm done for the year. No way the Yankees get swept. Exactly. There's no chance the Yankees get swept, especially against Sean Manaea, which you keep celebrating Sean Manaea Day because the Mets keep winning during them. I don't blame you. Told you 446. Them trash as Orioles. We're going to lose yesterday. Don't do that. All right, Nick. Let's head to this one.
Yeah. We have the Toronto Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays. I was mad that I didn't fade the Blue Jays as a favorite yesterday. That was I dropped the ball type of moment because I said it was Rays or nothing, and of course I left the Rays off my cart. Zach Eflin taking on Yair Rodriguez. This line opened up at a minus 111 for the Rays. It's down to a 108. Line opened up at an 8.5. It's down to an 8. So we have a line move towards the under and a line move towards the Jays. 38% of tickets and 84% of the cash is on the Jays. This game, sharp money on Toronto, and the line moving slightly in that direction, which is surprising for me. I'm kind of surprised that the sharps I get here. This is not something you see very often. 57% of the tickets and 54% of the cash is on the under in this game, not the over. So we have a lot of games today that the unders are getting hit a little bit, which is interesting. And I just realized we forgot to switch our background for the baseball. There we go. But draws my interest in an over. Maybe if this gets down to a 7.5, I'll be interested in an over more type of thing. Because one thing I've noticed is when lines drop a complete run down, then that generally they go over the total. But for me, it's a stay off at the moment. For whatever reason, the markets like the Blue Jays in this game. I forgot to go over pitching on this one. Zach Eflin and Yariel Rodriguez. Rodriguez has been good, so I don't blame him. Eflin 4.20 ERA, 1.17 WHIP, 7.8 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 2.4 walks per nine, a 278 BABIP, a 3.29 FIP, and a 4.01 SIERA. On the flip side, Rodriguez 1.53 ERA, 0.85 WHIP the last 30 days. He's been good. 9.68 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%, 4.08 walks per nine, a 158 BABIP, a 3.1 FIP, and a 3.90 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Rays. Hitting edge goes towards the Blue Jays, though. 110 WRC plus, which is 12th, compared to 92, which is 23rd. So leaning towards the Jays for me. But I'm not betting this.
Oops, we accidentally have the Mets up twice on the site now because the thing decided to screw me up on that one. Cool. I have no interest in this game. None. I don't bet Blue Jays games. I haven't pretty much all year. For the most part, I bet them sometimes. I bet them like 4 or 5 times, or bet their games 4 or 5 times. I have no real interest in touching them at all. So I'm gonna stay away from this one.
Fair.
Just subbed to y'all on my other account. Account Nick Beats Vegas 4K now. I don't think so because we are I think still 3 away. But we appreciate you subbing. Morning, gentlemen. It's been a while. Untouchable. We're not too far away from hockey season, so good to see you back. Jays are atrocious. Rays steal signs at home. Rays win. If the Rays steal signs at home, then why are they garbage this year?
Also, by the way, I don't know if reading is not your strong. By the way, I don't know if reading may just not be your strong suit, but generally when we type out games, the @ symbol means that it's at that team's stadium. So if the Rays steal signs at home, they're not going to be doing it in Toronto. Just want to put that out there.
There you go. There you go. Going to take another Nerfy. There you go. Rodriguez over 4.5 Ks. Good luck. Don't mind the Rays again. Maybe under. I'm not going to talk you off and under. But I'm not going to. I don't touch those games. So could this one possibly be a cash cow?
Maybe. Let's take a look here. This line opened up at a 245. It's up to a 250, so not quite yet. I want to see that at 255, 260 range. 255 to qualify. Line opened up at an 8 at -115. It's at an 8 at -120. So another line move towards the over. We're seeing a lot of market respect for overs today. With 61% of the tickets and 59% of the cash is on the under in this game. And the line's moving towards the over. I'll take another over here. Whenever the markets are suggesting overs, I'm always interested in that. I love betting unders, but the markets don't tell you overs very often, and this market is. Nathan Eovaldi taking on Chris Flexen. Flexen's been terrible. 5.72 ERA, 1.41 WHIP, 5.72 strikeouts per nine, which is 14%, 3.81 walks per nine, a 253 BABIP, but a 6.12 FIP and a 5.36 SIERA. On the flip side, Nathan Eovaldi, 3.82 ERA, 0.94 WHIP, 6.55 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 0.27 walks per nine, a 250 BABIP, a 4.34 FIP and a 3.5 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the White Sox right now. Hitting edge goes towards the Rangers right now. 92 WRC plus was his 24th against righties, so they're not hitting well. And the White Sox aren't hitting righties at all. 72 WRC plus was his dead last in baseball. But yet the public's on the under in this game. And when the public's on an under, it goes over. I'm going to shop around and find an over in this game, which will probably be an 8. But when a public's on an under, I'm all interested in over.
I'll ride that one with you because you know what? I would like to double up on this game, Nick. I know you said it's not a cash cow yet, but can I offer you Chris Flexen, a guy that I believe not injuries. I want statistics. And this is going to help out a lot with this. The Chicago White Sox are 2-17 in games that Chris Flexen starts. He has been nothing short of awful. And let's look. They've lost his last 10 starts. And 8 out of the 10 of them were by the run line. So I see Texas putting up a bunch of runs. So let's go ahead and double up on this game, Nick. We'll take the Texas Rangers run line, minus 109, and the over 8 at minus 107.
Interested.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe it's a Texas Rangers team total over, which is 4.5. So yeah, I'm gonna shop around here. I think I'm gonna have to move some things around to make this bet. But I'm gonna go over to Bet365. So yeah.
All right, they're up, and then we'll do the other one in just a second. I know it's in Toronto, just saying they steal signs at home. That's my story, you guys. They obviously don't steal signs at home if they're, even 500 at home? I think that narrative is dead. Texas money line with Eovaldi over outs. Texas money line live bet. I already bet the Rangers going on a run. -1, 400 to win. 200 locked in.
So you got what, -1 at -200?
Yeesh. I got the Rangers minus run line. Yes. What? Why? Why? Why is it -205 for the -1?
Because it's -270 for the money line.
That's just insane.
This is getting. I mean, it's not going to, but it's getting semi close to the -300 fade territory.
That's just
and never mind on the team total because I'm seeing 4.5 at -140. I'm good on the team total.
Okay. The site's actually starting to piss me off right now because it keeps erroring out, and I have a feeling it's going to end up putting stuff on the site multiple times, and it's starting to drive me nuts. Let's ride with Rangers. Yes, we're all doomed. No. White Sox on pace to bag like 40 wins this year.
Yeah.
Maybe they might get worse than the 62 Mets, and that'd be great. White Sox full game team total is under 2.5. I was looking at an angle on their team total under. They've scored more than 3 runs like once in the last 10 games. They're rough. Pitiful. Are we on the Cubs today? Brewers have a pitcher that is pitched. I
don't have a line for that game.
Yeah, that's why we haven't talked about it. Like that. So, but we do have 2 games left, Nick.
Yeah, by the way, I got over 8 -115 on Bet365 for that game there. Arizona Diamondbacks and Kansas City Royals. Oh, my screen just went all black. That's fun. Okay, we load. There we go. Sorry. Sometimes it does that when I click on different tabs. I don't know why. Michael Wacha taking on Ryan Nelson. Line opened up at -130. It's now 117. So we do a move towards the Diamondbacks in this game. Line opened up at a 9 at -120. It's now a 9 at -110. So we'll move towards the under here. with 72% of the tickets and 59% of the cash on the under in this game. Sharp money on the over, 28% of the tickets, 41% of the cash. The line has moved 10 cents towards the under, but that makes sense with 72% of the tickets and 59% of the cash on it. Let's take a look at also 70% of the tickets and 64% cash on the Royals, and those lines moving this much towards the Diamondbacks does pique my interest in Arizona a little bit here. Ryan Nelson, 3.86 ERA, 1.11 whip, 8.04 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%, 1.29 walks per nine, a 3.10 BABIP, but 2.47 FIP, and a 3.63 SIERA. On the flip side, Michael Waka, 1.91 ERA, 1.09 whip the last 30 days, 9.21 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%. 2.54 walks per nine, a 270 BABIP, a 3.44 FIP, and a 3.54 SIERA. The bullpen edge does go towards the Royals, but the hitting edge goes towards Arizona. 114 WRC plus, which is 6th, compared to 108, which is 13th. This is a fascinating game because I've never seen 72% of the cash on an under tickets on the under before in a baseball game this season. This is the most I've seen ticket-wise on an under this year. The line has moved 10 cents towards the under, but I'm very intrigued in and over in this game. And I lean Arizona in this one as well. Don't know if I'm going to get to either, but both grade out pretty well. So I lean over and I lean Arizona. Maybe an Arizona team total over, but those are my leans at the moment.
I'm not going to touch this game. It's just not a spot that I feel like I need to get involved with. These are two teams that I quite like. I like both these sides. Obviously, I like the the Royals just a little bit more than the Arizona Diamondbacks, which, by the way, Kansas City has already tied their amount of wins from last year. And it's
I had their under last year. Yeah, I remember that.
But I do think the Royals, I would have to favor the Royals here, in my opinion, but I don't really feel like I need to get involved in this one. Two teams that I really like, I kind of stay away from those games in terms of sides, and I don't really have a feel for the total.
Yeah,
and we already have
enough action today too.
I feel like we already have enough action, and we have 7 plays, 8 things on the site because Mets accidentally went up there twice because of the new site. So, but boom, that's every. Well, we got one more game, but I'll go back to the chat for just a second. FanDuel has lineups. Rob Zesterny is pitching for the Brewers. Sorry if I'm getting you guys off topic. Nope, still baseball, still on topic. You're good. Personally, I didn't even look at the game because I didn't even know who the pitcher was for Milwaukee. So I didn't feel like I couldn't look at that game because I didn't know because starting pitching is very important. Two of my favorite systems bets. Marlins, Nerfy, and the Orioles. Moneyline, who is Chase McDermott? He's the number 7 prospect for the Baltimore Orioles in terms of their minor league system. D-backs, moneyline with Waka under outs. Nelson's stuff is sneaky good. He has good stuff. He's way better than his 4.78 ERA.
I agree. I do agree with that. I'm very interested in Diamondbacks.
Greenick, over or nothing. My other Nerfies are Colorado, Seattle, and New York. I could see all 3 of those for sure. One more game, Nick, and I know where you're going. I know where I'm going, and we're both gonna kind of veer off from there.
Yeah. I'm also I'm gonna look a little bit when you're breaking down this next game. I'm gonna look into Diamondbacks team total and the full game over in that one. It's the Royals. I have a lot of action, so let's go all in, I guess. Let's head to this one here. The Dodgers and the Giants. The Dodgers minus 175 favorites, total 8 in this game. Let's take a look. Tyler Glasnow. This is an interesting matchup here. Line opened up at a 185. It's down to a 176. Line opened up at an 8 minus 105. It's now down to an 8 at even money. We have 6% of the tickets are on the Giants, but 58% of the cash is on the Giants. The line's moving towards them. So the markets really like San Fran in this game. 87% of tickets, 86% of cash on the over in this spot. This is an interesting matchup. Why? Both these pitchers are coming off of an injury. Tyler Glasnow has missed the last few weeks with an injury. And this is Robbie Ray's first start of the year. with the Giants. The bullpen edge goes towards the Giants as of late. The hitting edge goes towards the Giants. 93 WRC plus, which is 22nd in baseball against righties. The Dodgers struggle against lefties. 89 WRC plus, which is 24th. So I know the Dodgers are a super scary team, but with that being said, I'm not worried about the Dodgers against left-handed pitching. They do struggle against them. I've already moved at plus 160 on this game. With the Giants on Fanatics, I see this as two big question marks, and I'll take plus 160 against a big question mark. So, yeah. So this is one of those games where even if I didn't do the Dodger fade every day, I'd be interested in the Giants anyway. The market likes them. The sharp money's on them. The line's moving towards them. I don't trust Glasnow off an injury, but Robbie Ray's a big question mark. That's the ultimate one if you're willing to bet Robbie Ray in this game. But if it turns into a bullpen game, I like my odds with the Giants. So I'm on the Giants plus 160 here.
And I'm staying away from Dodger games. Glasnow, when did he pitch last? July 5th. So, yeah, almost 3 weeks. The Dodgers had won 4 straight of his starts, covering the run line in all of them. But last 2 starts before the All-Star break, 5 earned runs versus the Giants, 5 earned runs versus Milwaukee. So, not necessarily a guy I'm going to trust, but I'm not touching Robbie Ray on his first start of the season. The Giants are slowly putting themselves into the sell category because they are pretty much down there with the Washington Nationals, where they're 5.5 games back for the wild card. I don't see them making a run. And there's some pieces in that team that I think could definitely get moved around where Giants should be selling at the deadline. One of those players should be Conforto. Maybe even Jorge Soler should be gone. I do think the Giants are a sell team. I'm not touching the Dodgers today with Glasnow at this big number. So I'm happy with the card that we got for today.
There you
go. Stop, Dodger, win, fade. Earls, please stop. I'm concerned for you.
I am okay. I'm fine. I'm still profitable.
446. Here's the deal. We are still profitable in all 3 of our fades or backings of the Orioles. Orioles, Marlins, Dodgers, all those system plays are profitable this year. No, we're not stopping. No. Dodgers are nothing. No. Ohtani is a free, clear MVP. Don't even mention Lindor in the combo. Nobody's close to Ohtani this year. No. Nobody. Ohtani's winning the MVP.
The only argument you can make against Ohtani is he does nothing in the field for you. He's a DH, and a DH has never won the MVP. That's the only argument you can make is the designated hitter does not win MVPs. You're only half a baseball player then.
Is this battle of X-ray? So Giants first 5. Those are 2 X-rays, yeah. Nats first 5. I like Parker. I'm not gonna talk you off of the Nationals. Royals at home. I apologize. 446. That was uncalled for. No, you don't have to apologize to 446. That is everything though for today. We'll go ahead and do recapping and stuff before we head on out. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. Appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below. They're above Nick's head, and then linked in the description: YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the YouTube channel. Even if you guys are making a new channel, new YouTube account just to do it, we're 3 subscribers away from 4,000. Can we get there today? I know I've been trying to push it for a while, but it would be greatly appreciated if we can hit 4K soon. So if you guys can, make sure you guys are subscribing with all your channels that you got. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of the YouTube channel, $5.99 a month, 16 cents a day. It's where we post all the plays that we put up on the picksandparleys.net website. So all those are there. Recap for today. I like the Reds in both games. I like the I like the over in the Red Sox game. I also do like the Red Sox. I like Oakland. I like the Tigers today, the Orioles run line, the over in the Mets game and the Mets, and over in the Rangers game and the Rangers today. Nick?
Yeah, I just added a couple to my card as well, so I'll go over those after that. Starting off early, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, first 5 over 5, -105, full game over 9, -110, team total over 4.5, even money for the Cardinals. This is a sharp over spot. We failed yesterday with the sharp over miserably. Let's bounce back today with it. Minnesota Twins +115, ESPN bet. Boston, Colorado over 10.5, Fanatics. Houston, Oakland over 8.5, Fanatics. LA Angels +145, ESPN bet. Baltimore Orioles -130, DraftKings. New York Mets team total over 3.5, -115, ESPN bet. Full game over 8.5, -110, ESPN bet. Chicago, Texas over 8, -115, bet 365. Arizona Diamondbacks team total over 4.5, +105, and that was over on DraftKings. Full game over as well in that one. Royals Diamondback over at 9, -108 on DraftKings as well, and then the San Francisco Giants money line +160.
I want the Earle bro dudes to track how much you guys were up on the 3 fades and see what you've given back. It's a lot. We are up on all 3 of them. The Orioles one is on my Twitter every single day. The Dodger one, Nick does. I don't know where that is. And you can track the Marlins one. It's every single Marlins play or every single Marlins fade is up on the site. So they're all on the site. This is fun. You guys should do it every day. Normally we do. Normally we do it every day. Good luck, Earle, bros, in chat. Good luck, Fernando. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back again with another one tomorrow. Peace out, guys.